And by the way, speaking of Christian Wilkins, that dude must have done something heinous in that locker room he's still unsigned.
Still not on a team, dude.
And he's one of the best defensive tackles in the league. He must have done something real bad.
He tickled somebody's butthole in the freaking locker room.
He was going 2 knuckles deep on somebody in there. He was doing something
Someone
bad.
got their oil checked. Yeah.
Bad.
Something happened.
Something real bad. Yikes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yikes.
I mean, live your life, man. Do your thing, but don't bring it to the workplace like that.
No, you can't.
Some guy laying on the training table just getting her freaking hamstrings worked on, and here comes Christian. Let's talk about giving a wet willy.
Oh, no, you weren't.
Yeah, just a little known fact.
Whose butthole's nickname is Willy?
No, who is it that he supposedly kissed on the forehead?
I don't know. Oh, Adam Butler, right?
How was that? It was Adam Butler. Yeah.
They're next to each other on the line, and yeah.
There you go. All right.
There you
go. I digress.
All right, give me the smelling salts.
Okay. Oh, you want to hit him again?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit it again.
Do it, man.
Yeah,
get you some, bro.
Yeah,
here, I'll give you the single cam shot. Go ahead.
Oh, nice.
Hit that shit.
No, I love it. Yeah. Foxy Scorpio said, "I think Swag's addicted." Like, oh,
damn, dude.
Yeah.
God dang, you big whiffed on that.
Well, yeah. What are you? I'm doing it the sissy way.
Jeez.
Yeah, man. Yeah, get you another hit of that.
All right. Oh my gosh. All right. Well,
yeah. Oh man, that's nice. That gets me fired up, dude.
Look at it.
Yeah. Get in there.
Ooh, there it is.
Yeah.
Dang. All right.
All right. Let's get fired up and talk about Gino.
Okay. All right. Not yet. We still got Pat McAfee to talk about Pete.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, come on, Pat. Hurry up.
Coming out of the weekend is not the Raiders being potentially back, and Pete Carroll being the oldest winning head coach in NFL history. And if he was to lose a game, he'd be the oldest losing head coach in NFL history.
Okay.
He's oldest coach in NFL history. Pete, you're a dog, dude.
Still bringing it. Looks great.
Looks great. Still spinning it, too. Still spinning it at training camp. Him having to find this whole new motivation, I assume, wasn't that difficult. But then whenever he gets kicked out, whenever he says, I fought for the job, he went in there for like an hour with his resume, all of his championships at every different level, everything he's accomplished, especially whenever he's been in Seattle and helped build that entire Seahawks place. Him going in there for an hour and pitching for his job and then getting kicked out. Is that the first time Pete Carroll in a long time has been told, no, you're not good enough? So then he's away and then he comes back. It's like, what a perfect storm brewing for that Raiders team. And let's not even talk about Geno Smith. Same exact situation in multiple different stops. He chooses to go to the Raiders over the Seattle Seahawks, but allegedly the contract offer that Seattle Seahawks gave was like not something that Geno Smith would ever take at this stage. So it's like maybe that type of motivation and drive is something that could bring them all together. D-Butch, is that a storyline that's not being talked about, or what is something else you think that we should definitely chat about?
I mean, I think that's definitely a good storyline, definitely potential there. Raiders, they kind of always take on that mindset of their personality is them against everyone else. So you got guys, from the head coach position on down who feel that way.
All right, there we go, man. Good stuff there from Pat McAfee. You take this one.
No, I loved what he said, man. No, I much respect him. I mean, I think Pete really came into this season in a great way with a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Because he was told, nah, we good. We don't need you. You know what I mean? Okay. All right, no problem. What did Michael Jordan say? And I took that personally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He did, man. And so he got his guys, he got his crew, he went and got his quarterback and all that and said, let's run this shit back. Let's do it for real. And I'm telling you, man, like much respect to Pete Carroll because this guy, pissed off Pete Carroll is a good Pete Carroll.
I like pissed off Pete Carroll.
I love pissed off Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
No, I'm digging it, man.
Yeah, just give him a reason to.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, last one I've got. So this could spark some controversy in the comment section, Jeff.
Oh, okay.
All right. So speaking of Pete Carroll, let's listen to the comments made by Antonio Pierce on Pete Carroll.
The accountability, the responsibility, and then the commitment, right? Everything with the Raiders is about commitment to excellence. Well, how do you have excellence? You need some kind of consistency, right? And with Pete Carroll, the biggest deal with him is he's been there, done that before. He's won everywhere he's been, right? USC, the Seattle Seahawks. He brings in a culture. I think no different than what I tried to do last year, right? You bring in that culture, you get guys excited, but you got to maintain it. But I think the key thing that happened for Pete Carroll, he got his quarterback. He got the guy that, look, man, I go to war for this guy. And that's what Geno Smith said out the gate. Then he went and got a running back. So it's interesting for me because that's what I wanted last year. Yeah. And I didn't get it. My guy, Josh Jacobs, plays for this team, the Green Bay Packers, right? But better yet, I think with him and Spytek, they've done a great job of working together. It always starts with the head coach and GM being on the same page.
All right. So I got a lot of thoughts on this one.
I do too.
But I'll keep them brief because we say around here all the time, we talk about the Raiders that are, not the Raiders that aren't. Well, Antonio Pierce is the Raiders that aren't at this point. So is Tom Telesco. Them's the old days at this point. But you got a guy that's making current comments about the current situation of the Raiders, so I think it's relevant to at least talk about it. Mm-hmm. I love that he gave props to Pete. I love that he gave credit where credit is due, and this is before the game is even being played, obviously. But he basically acknowledges Pete as, he's an OG, man, and he's been around a long time, and he gives him credit for that. And so I thought rightfully so. I think also he confirmed something that I've been saying on these microphones and airwaves for a long time. The reason Tom Telesco got fired was because he didn't get a quarterback. The end. When we were told we weren't going to have a Band-Aid at quarterback and then ended up with two of them, it cost Tom Telesco his job because clearly then when you have the shit season that we had last year on a 10-game losing streak, it costs you your damn job, right? Mm-hmm. So I know that's where that came from. I've suspected that for a long time. I don't give a shit. Not even the Josh Jacobs thing, I don't think cost him his job. I think not having a quarterback is what cost him his job because without having a quarterback plan, you don't get any patience from the organization. They're like, well, we don't have, what are we building on? There was 6 quarterbacks worthy of a first-round draft pick last year, and we came away with 0 of them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So and don't tell me that you did everything you needed to do because there would have been somebody out there that would have made you a deal if you sold the farm. And I never understood why Telesco didn't sell the farm. I said again on this show, I could go back and watch him. If he doesn't get quarterback right, he's not going to see next year. How do you not know and have enough self-preservation about yourself to know that if you don't get the quarterback figured out first and foremost, you're not going to be around long enough to see where this thing goes. Brandon Beane of the Buffalo Bills says all the time when he made a major play for Josh Allen and traded away the farm for Josh Allen, he says what? If it didn't work out, I wasn't going to be here to see it anyways. So I got to try. I got to take the swing. Mm-hmm. If it works out, great. And clearly it did. They've got a Hall of Famer at quarterback. But if it failed, he wasn't going to be around for it anyways. So what does he give a shit about those picks 2 years from then?
Right.
He wouldn't.
Right.
So the fact that Tom Telesco didn't take on that mindset blows my mind.
Yeah.
So then here you have Antonio Pierce calling that out, essentially throwing the guy under the bus, which is fine because he didn't do AP any favors.
Right.
The last thing I'll say is the thing that I didn't like about it, AP took 0 accountability to the failures of last year. Look, dude, you may have not have gotten your quarterback. You may have not gotten your running back, but you also sucked at calling a game. You also sucked at managing timeouts. You also sucked at deciding on whether to go for it on 4th down or not. Here you were riverboat AP freaking, the year before, and now all of a sudden you're scared to go on a 4th and short when your job is on the line. What the fuck does that make any kind of sense?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So
sure.
he didn't take
Sure.
He just shoved blame at everybody. So I can appreciate what he says and also detract from what he says at the same time.
Yeah, no, I agree with that last part of, he did not take any accountability. But listening to him and listening to that, I feel kind of bad for AP. Because I don't think he was dealt a good hand.
No, he certainly wasn't.
He was dealt a horrible hand, because, what did he say at the beginning of the season, or at the end of or when he took over as interim? He said our offense runs through 17-8. It was Devontae Adams and it was Josh Jacobs. And, so that's clearly who he wanted that offense to run through was Josh Jacobs. Well, Josh Jacobs wanted to get paid. He was sitting out in the parking lot at freaking Allegiant Stadium waiting to come in to sign his new contract, and Tom Telesco said, "No, we good. You're heading to Green Bay. We got our guy. We got Zeus." Wah, wah. You know what I mean? And so then he says, we're not going to have a Band-Aid at quarterback. You know, we had this interview with him right before the season, and he's all fired up. He wants Jaden Daniels. He wants somebody, you know.
Likely would have never gotten.
But he could have got Michael Penix.
Come on.
He could have got Bo Nix.
Come on.
You know, I mean, you know, and we hate those guys now because they're not Raiders, but like we would have loved either one of those guys. You know what I mean?
Penix.
Especially Penix. You know, absolutely, man. So I think he was dealt a really shitty hand, and you know, and you could tell that guy is heartbroken that he's not the coach of the Raiders.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's heartbroken.
Yeah.
You know, and so I feel bad for him. You know, I'm very happy with what we got now.
Very much so, yeah.
Very happy with what we got now. You know, I mean, if you would have asked me, what would you rather have, Antonio Pierce or Pete Carroll? It's Pete Carroll 100 times out of 100.
Yes.
I would much rather have that. But that being said, I hate that guy was dealt a shitty hand.
You know, well, then the other side of it, too, is that maybe he was dealt a shitty hand because he didn't earn the ability to not be.
That's true.
When Pete Carroll comes in and goes, okay, I'll be your head coach. Here's what we're going to do at quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make this happen.
Yep.
Pete's got the juice to be able to do that. Antonio Pierce
He had to ask permission from Tom Coughlin and friggin' all his other buddies.
And even from the organization.
Yeah.
Tom Telesco clearly didn't have any respect for what because if Antonio Pierce is that passionate about having a quarterback, well, then you respect your head coach, you get him a damn quarterback. That's not named Gardner Minshew, for crying out loud.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so
right.
It's just like, I don't think he had the juice to be able to pull that off. So, but anyways, all that said, we're in a much better place now. So back to the Raiders that are, not aren't. And so really good, you know, considering we lost Josh Jacobs and the ability to draft a quarterback last year, to end up now with Geno Smith and Ashton Genty as the freaking bonus prize. Okay. All day long, every day, managed by Pete Carroll. Yes. I love the current version of the Raiders. And I was way in love with the Antonio Pierce version of the Raiders in the offseason that year. After coming off that week 2 win at Baltimore, you couldn't have found a bigger fan of Antonio Pierce and that version of the Raiders than me. And then it changed. But now I can honestly say, especially if we take out the Chargers next week, I love this version of the Raiders way better than I loved him at any point last year. All right, next up. So speaking of Geno, it's time to go to Geno now. Let's hear from him post-game.
Geno, 366 yards, a touchdown, a win on a nasty day. Does this about sum up why Pete Carroll said you're the man to lead this team?
Just one win. We got a long ways to go. Happy we got the win, but, you know, we got work tomorrow. I'm ready for work.
Okay, well, in that first half, things got a little bit dicey. What happened at halftime that got the offense going again?
Yeah, I think we just stuck with the game plan. I thought, you know, we did a little, you know, executed better in the second half. It's a 4-quarter game. You know, they're a good team as well. I mean, it's the NFL. You know, they're going to win some as well. But, you know, we stuck with it. No one panicked, and we kept going, and we figured it out.
They are a good team. They have a new coach. They had a lot of excitement. What did you learn about your team coming in here against that team and coming out with a win like this?
You know, we can win in the rain. We can win on the road. But it's a long season. We got a lot of experiences to go through together. So, like I said, man, I'm ready for the weight room tomorrow.
Who's happier, you or Max?
Probably Max.
But you'll both be in the weight room.
Yeah, we'll both be there early, 6 a.m.
I won't be joining you.
Okay.
Have fun.
Have fun. Thank you.
I love it there from our quarterback, our leader on the field, man.
Leader.
Love us some Geno Smith.
Yeah.
So, you know, Geno just like everything we just talked about with Pete, no wonder these two guys get along so well. You hear the same thing from Geno. You're the same concepts,
man.
Same mentalities, the same everything. You know, time to get back to work. I'll be in the weight room tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. with Max Crosby. Like, I just love the representation that we have again of this version of the Raiders, man. I'm all about it, man. I dig it. It's you know, we've heard a lot of the comments about, well, there's adults in the room now, you know, and I think that people make those comments typically in reference to front office. Talk about John Spytek and of course Pete Carroll and, you know, some of the others that are involved with the management side and the coaching side of this football team. It's very much so like that with our quarterback too. And I think that's the thing that I do love about, like, yeah, it would have been cool last year for us to have like a superstar rookie quarterback, to have a Michael Penix or something like that. Sure, that would have been great. But it's also kind of cool to have a guy that's kind of a cagey veteran, you know, has that pride and poise, kind of has, you know, at this stage in his NFL career, he's got a lot of things figured out. You can tell that he doesn't have the attitude that he's got everything figured out, but he's got a lot figured out, and you just feel like you're in good hands. Now, listen, I hope I'm not jinxing the guy, and I know that he's going to have games where he throws some picks, because that's what Geno Smith does, and we even saw it a little bit to a degree in this last game.
He was trying to force feed Brock Bowers.
But give me that guy.
Yeah.
Give me that guy. There was that comeback route to Trey Tucker.
Uh-huh.
Bro, he fucking fired that thing in there. That was, some bitch was a 90-mile-an-hour fastball to Trey Tucker in between 3 defenders.
Yeah.
That was sick, man. Out of all the more than the deep balls, more than anything, that's like Brett Favre stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Just rocketing a ball in there.
What about in the first quarter, that one that he threw to Jacoby? It was like a 16-yard game or something like that, but like he zips it in there, and like literally, like if it was like a millisecond later, it was either getting knocked down, picked, whatever, like. And then talk about that clutch 3rd and 20 or whatever, where he throws it to Dante Thornton and gets it to only where he can get it. Like, I mean, we hadn't seen quarterback play like this in a freaking minute, dude.
Well, and I would, the only pushback I'll give you on that is that I don't think that was intentional, because Geno's moving out and he's almost on his back foot.
Okay.
Like he's just starting to fade away and put everything into it that he could. It's a testament actually to how strong his arm is that he even got it down that far, because Thornton had his dude beat by 3 steps. If Geno's got an opportunity to plant and drive that throw,
that's true. It's a
freaking touchdown.
It's a tutty.
And so, but still though, even though it wasn't fired over his head for him to go get, he still put it down there. It was still 1-on-1. It was a 50-50 ball.
Giving a guy an opportunity to freaking get it. That's what I'm saying. That's
the shit
that's the
like
shit that
Derek,
we want.
you didn't do.
Would
used
never
to
do it,
drive
man.
Me insane. I'd be like, give your playmakers an opportunity to make a play. If they're singled up and got 1-on-1 coverage, throw it to them.
Don't chuck it in the dirt on 3rd and 20.
Come on.
Give your guy a chance to go get it on 3rd and 20. And that's exactly what Geno did. Geno Smith set a record in a freaking debut game for a Raider with the most yards. 366 yards, I think is what she just said.
Yeah.
That's a Raider record. That beats everybody. Like, okay.
And had, frankly, an awful middle and end of the first half.
Yes. Despite all those things.
The dude could have thrown for 4 1/4. Like, I'm telling you, like, we are in good shape with and he's gonna throw again. He's gonna throw. We saw one that got deflected and it turned into an interception.
Sure,
we're gonna see those. There's gonna be some of those moon balls that he sends downfield that the defender's gonna make the play on it, not Dante Thornton, and it's gonna be a freaking interception. Those things are going to happen.
Sure,
I'm okay with it, because give me the guy that's going to give his teammates an opportunity to make plays and to trust them, and you will see good things come from that, more so than being conservative, playing it safe. Right. Al Davis football, man, he said, I'm not interested in first downs. I'm interested in touchdowns. That's what's interesting.
Yep.
That's Geno Smith. He's a gambler. He's like a mini Brett Favre. He's like a smarter version of Brett Favre.
Yeah.
Anybody go back and watch Brett Favre play? He trusted his arm to a fault.
Yeah.
Because he thought he could make every throw. He had so much confidence, not ego, but confidence, he could make any throw on the field. That's like Geno Smith is a little bit more decisive, assert, whatever the word is. You know, you guys figured it out. Somebody out there knows English better than me. So there's a discerning, a more discerning version of Brett Favre. That's what Geno Smith is to me in this first game, man. And I'm all about it, dude. I'm here for it.
Absolutely, man. And, and so you look at Geno Smith, 366 yards, a touchdown, yes, the interception, but he does all that in the rain on the East Coast.
Come on.
Early game. All these things stacked against his face. Like, Okay, let's see your ass on Monday night, Geno Smith, when you're in a dome against your division rival.
Let's go.
This dude might throw for 450 yards and 4 tutties. Like I'm telling, like this dude, because if you look at the stats, and I think shout out Silver and Black today for one of the listeners.
Yeah,
they were the ones that did it, but like there's a difference between outdoor Geno and dome Geno, and dome Geno is
Hall of Famer.
superior. Yeah,
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer.
he's a Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer when he's playing inside. The only thing I would, and I love your enthusiasm. And the only thing that I would throw back out at you and anybody that's looking for a monster game, our freaking Charger defense is a different story. That Charger defense, I mean, and this New England defense is a different story with Christian Gonzalez on the team. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we're up against a whole different animal when it comes to this week against the Chargers. So I have a little bit more tempered expectation this week. I think that even though we are going to be at home, rumor has it 86% sellout for the Raiders. So we should get some volume out there.
Good.
You know, and I mean, and there's like 2 Charger fans anyways. And so and I know they don't travel well. When I saw them play the Chargers at the end of the season in 2021, that final game, there was very few Charger fans at Allegiant Stadium. It was the least amount of opposing teams fans I've ever seen at Allegiant Stadium. And I've been to Allegiant Stadium for 10 games now or something like that.
Sure, yeah, interesting.
And so, that was the least amount because they're Charger fans.
Yeah.
Again, you know what I'm saying?
And I know
we take over their stadium too. You know what I'm saying?
And I know it's a joke that, Chargers have 2 fans and all that stuff, but like you would think that in a game like that, especially the game that you and Mosh and Michelle and everybody went to that had that much implication, your ass going to be at that game.
They would have traveled.
You think they would have traveled pretty well, and that would have been more of like a 50-50 kind of thing. But no, you were,
dude,
there was nothing.
I just don't think that, and this is like all shit talking and everything else aside, when they moved to LA, the San Diego fans did not go with them. There's a rivalry between those 2 cities.
Absolutely.
Frankly, and I know I have a good reference point to this. When I was a kid, the Raiders moved to Los Angeles. You talk about rivalry, Northern and Southern California, San Francisco and Los Angeles. You can't get more. That's like with Red Sox Yankees level when you're talking about Giants Dodgers, if not bigger. Because it's such a regional rivalry, man. There were a lot of Raider fans that hated the idea that the Raiders moved to Los Angeles. Hated it, including members of my family. Diehard Raider fans. Pissed off that Al moved them out of all places, Los Angeles. So like that California, there's a regionality to California that's different than other states. Maybe I would say like Texas. You got to be a big ass state. And when you have big ass states, you get rivalries between sections of the state, right? Like you get that a little bit here in Tennessee, but not a lot. Like if you live in Tennessee, you grew up in Tennessee, you're a freaking UT fan. Like it's just kind of a thing.
Yeah.
It's not like there's like some people are Middle Tennessee fans, some people are UT fans, some people are Memphis fans. Well,
Vanderbilt.
They're Vanderbilt or whatever. Well, if you have an allegiance to that school, maybe. If you don't have a particular allegiance to a school, you're a freaking Vols fan. Like that's just the end of it. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
So like if you're born in Oklahoma, you're a Sooner guy. If you're born in Missouri, you're a freaking, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, or whatever. You pick your freaking, your state. But states are so much smaller. But when you get these big ass states like California that have multiple sporting teams in it, well, then you get regional rivalries.
Then you get UCLA, USC.
Well, that's an in-town rival. But even more so, you get like that Stanford Cal versus USC, UCLA.
Yes. Okay, I'm with you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But even that doesn't have the vitriol of pro sports. It's pro sport. It's Warriors, Lakers, right? That's Giants, Dodgers. It's that shit. Those are the ones that where like we don't like each other. So, and then you could even say Raiders, Chargers was a big thing, So all that said, I got out on that big soapbox to tell you this: the San Diego fans, like Scott Gilbranson, we're pissed off that they moved to Los Angeles. We're not happy about that. So a lot of those fans didn't follow them there. Well, then what else did you have? Anybody that was in Los Angeles prior was either a Raider fan for the most part, or you're a Rams fan. There ain't no fucking Charger fans in Los Angeles. I'm sorry.
No.
So when it comes time to the Chargers to play at Allegiant Stadium, they can't make a dent. Because frankly, I'm telling you, there is not a lot of Los Angeles Charger fans. Again, all smack talking aside, if you looked at the demographics and the amount of people, the actual fans of that team, it pales compared to other fan bases in the NFL.
You're right.
So it doesn't shock me a bit. So all that said, go all the way back to Geno Smith. He's going to be playing a much better team in the San Diego Chargers than he did this last week against the New England Patriots. But hopefully we've got enough of a freaking hometown advantage, which is rare.
The dome, all those things. They're starting to stack in our favor.
Come on. There you go.
They're stacking in our favor.
There you go. So let's go to James Jones and listen to the importance of having a said quarterback.
And they should be really excited because to win games in this league, you need a quarterback. Mm-hmm. We didn't have Max Crosby around here for years. It's hard to win.
Yeah.
We didn't have the Devontae Adams. You need a quarterback to win games. With Geno Smith, you're going to have an opportunity to win every game and be in every game the way he's playing the game of football. He's consistent. Boy threw for 300. Everybody involved. And this is the first game. He's still filling these dudes out. Right. He's still trying to figure out what routes they like and all that. The offensive coordinator trying to figure him out in certain situations. To come out and start like this should be a lot of smile.
All right, there we go, man. I love it. And not only did he just throw for 300, he threw for 366 or 3 or whatever the heck it was, man. I love it there. So good stuff there from James Jones. All right, we're going to get to one more here on Geno Smith, and then we're going to move on to the Max Crosby section.
Hey.
But let's go ahead and let's check in with Pete on Geno.
Somebody said, was this a breakout game from him? It wasn't at all. That's how Geno plays. 70%, 300 and something, whatever, that's how he plays. And he'll have bigger games, and going forward. So, but we really liked the way he played, and I think he was like 13 for 15 or something in the second half, and he was a little tight, and you could tell, when he was moving around, he had a little tightness in his hammy or something, and he was fine. He was fine, and he was just on it, and it was a great finish for him too.
All right, there we go. So good stuff there from Pete. Obviously he's going to get the endorsement of Pete. Of course he is. He's going to do a lot more. One of the interesting comment there I thought from Pete is that, you hear like Silver Black Today guys bring it up a lot. He's like, Raider fans are ridiculous and they're passionate, like ridiculous in a good way. And you guys are so passionate. And there are a lot of Raider fans that just kind of typically watch the Raiders. Like they don't watch a ton of other football. Now, I would say that most of the people that are in our chat room, different. I think everybody in our chat, like kind of consumes the majority of the NFL. I do. I know you do. Mm-hmm. Obviously, my focus is on the Raiders, but I watch as many games as I can. I won't go back and watch a game that I missed because they were playing opposite the Raiders or whatever, but I'll go back and watch the highlights and I'll go back. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm pretty tapped into what goes on in the NFL. He's dead on right. And anybody that said, asked the question, was this a breakout game for Geno?
You've been doing this shit for years,
dude,
bro.
What are you sleeping on? No, this is like, as Pete said, this is what he does, and this is why he was such a key acquisition for us.
Yeah, it's why he's here. That's why he's here.
Come on.
We haven't had a quarterback play like this in a long time. And I'm even talking about the guy that used to wear number 4. Like at the end, like he just, he's got the mobility. He can make plays happen. He's accurate. And he will give guys a chance, like what we talked about earlier. He will give a guy a chance to make a play.
Yes.
And he'll do that. And then he's still got the ability to scramble away and get outside the pocket or, go. How many rushing yards did he have? Because I think he rushed.
Genty?
No, Geno.
Oh.
No, I think he rushed for a first down or something, didn't he?
He won for sure. Yeah,
one for sure. So I mean,
and he looked a little tight, like what Pete said.
A little bit,
a little tight,
a little bit.
He converted.
No, absolutely, man. So no, I mean, I'm telling you, man, this. No, I don't.
Easy.
I don't want to. Piss off the Mangus guys because I know they're big car guys and stuff like that. But like this is some of my favorite quarterback play that I've seen so far.
It's good. I mean, because you kind of missed 2016 Derek.
Like I missed 2016 Derek. That was solid.
That was pretty special.
I mean, 2021 was pretty good at the end of the season as well. So I mean, I won't completely say, but like just the smartness and the accuracy and all the things like put together right now, Geno's got it, man. He's got all the things that I want in a quarterback.
Well, and even 2021, and this is not, I'm not going to turn this into a Derek Carr segment. I'm going to keep it brief here. The good that Derek Carr was in 21 was still different than 2016 Derek because Derek got conservative. And that's when I think it started costing him his ability to impact games to the level that I know even he would have wanted to. You know, Derek Carr was I used to call him a mini Aaron Rodgers. He reminded me so much of Aaron Rodgers back in the day, especially in 2016, because he did trust his playmakers. You're talking about kicking off that season, going for two
against the Saints, right?
Michael Crabtree coming down with it. And you look at the amount of times that the Raiders would win close games back then because Derek would trust, and Derek, and I would call him Baby Aaron because he would throw on the move, was incredibly accurate throwing the football on the run. He had great feet. He didn't have those pitter patter happy feet that he kind of ended up with. He would keep his feet set. He would extend the pocket, freaking drill the ball to Crabtree or Coop or whoever. Derek Carr was, anybody go back, don't remember. I mean, you can go back and watch the highlights of Derek Carr in 2016. He was pretty special. He was at one point in that season, he was getting tossed around with MVP talk. He was that good.
Yeah.
He was that good that season.
Yeah.
2021, Derek was productive and was good, but he wasn't super special because he was still had that conservative side of him. And frankly, it showed up in the playoff game.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure did.
That conservatism showed up in the playoff game. And that's one of the reasons they lost. Not the only reason they lost. It was a team game, but it was a big reason that they lost that game. So anyways, to have a guy now that has that ability and doesn't play scared. I'm with you, dude. I love it, and I love to see where we're going with Geno Smith. All right. We're already an hour and a half into this beast. Go ahead and hit a couple breaks there for me, Jeff, and then we're going to do a quick Max section, and then we're going to get into the Sea of Fans.
Okay, well, first, before we do that, I want to give much respect to It's Your Boy Manny in there. Said everyone needs to calm down. Genty just needs to get acclimated to the water, same as Jacobs did when he first started with a $5 donation to the One Nation Foundation.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. And then East Coast Raider says Lonnie Johnson's a real Raider. FAB. Yeah, absolutely. Did you see any of that?
Yeah, I did see that. And so real quick, touch on that. Thank you, East Coast Raider, for that $5 donation. So Lonnie Johnson Jr. put out, I thought it was funny.
I thought it was hilarious.
It was good. It was a little sad, actually, but he's got his walking boot on. He's got his full Raider uniform, and he's sitting on the couch, and it says, "Put me in, coach," right? And he puts that out on social media, which I thought was really clever and funny and in a really lighthearted way to kind of, show what was up, that he wished he could have been there with his boys and playing in the game. And then I like post-career Antonio Brown. He's pretty funny. He says a lot of shit that's way outlandish, and 70% of it is hilarious.
Is it?
Yeah, but then the other 30% of it is dog shit, and this is one of those ones. I'm like, come on. He's either
so what did he say? CTE of the week or something like that?
Taking a shot at the guy, and I'm just like, come on, man. It's lighthearted. It's having fun, and that's the thing about AB that when I like him is because he's being irreverent and funny. But this was just taking a shot at the guy. I'm like, stop it with that. That's not cool. So anyways, FAB indeed, East Coast Raiders. So appreciate you all very much in there. All right, now I had a break swag, Jeff. Murph's got to stop talking. And I talked about myself in the third person just now.
Hey, Raider Nation. This is Max Crosby from the Oakland Raiders.
And goes down, and Max Crosby, who forced a fumble last week.
You're listening to Raiders Fan Radio. Thank you so much. Just win, baby.
Podcasting and YouTube, the final frontier. These are the episodes of Raiders Fan Radio. Its never-ending quest to bring you the adventures of the Las Vegas Raiders. Its mission to raise money for the One Nation Foundation and to win over new fans. To support the takeover of opposing stadiums and to continue its lighter side journey into the dark side.
All right, we're going to go ahead and check in with the Max Crosby section of this. So we did our head coach, we did our star quarterback, and now we're going to hit our all-time Hall of Famer, soon to be Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
One of these days, Hall of Famer.
Soon to be 108 sack. Max Crosby.
I think he's going to do it, dude. I think he's going to break Townsend's record. That's
I think so too.
Anyways, let's check in. So we hadn't done one of these in a while because we haven't been in season. We're going to check in with Brian Baldinger.
Oh, Baldy.
At a Baldy's breakdown on Max Crosby.
The Pats held a slim 10-7 lead going into the third quarter. Max Crosby started dialing up the pressure. Him and Thomas Booker becoming a pretty good side. But you got to admit, Booker and Max getting to Drake May, it's hard to make an accurate throw when your quarterback is being hit like that and that ball's intercepted. That helped. That got the Raiders back into the game. But 3rd and 5, Max was just stepping it up. All right, here he is right now. Like, here he comes on this twist inside. Like, I don't know exactly what that is, but that forces May to move, and Tyree Wilson gets a sack. Kuntz played good. Booker played well. Adam Butler played good. But this is just total harassment here by Max. Like, he's there. He's right at the arm. Drake can't quite make the stick throws. Like, he's just harassing him play after play after play. Like, you watch this right here. He's just going to keep coming. 4th quarter, he played every single snap. He's just going to keep chasing, going to keep coming. And maybe, just maybe, that could be a fumble. Just maybe. Who knows? But the effort from Max in that 3rd quarter, 4th quarter was supreme. The Condor was on his game. So was the D-line of the Raiders.
All right. So, during the game, so we have a couple of different group chats that we got going, and one of the ones is between you, me, Michelle.
Yeah.
As we're sitting there watching the game, and I made a comment at some point in the first half, and I was like kind of getting in my feelings about Max. I'm like, all right, man, like everything I just got done saying. You're a future Hall of Famer. You're the superstar of the Raiders. You're the identity of our organization on the field. You've got the major contract. You're considered a defensive player of the year candidate. Like, where are you? Like, Myles Garrett gets as much attention as you do, and I see Myles Garrett disrupting the shit out of football games. Where's Max Crosby at? And I was like, let's go. And then towards the end of the game, I was like, all right, we need Malcolm and Max, or one or the other, to be the closer here. That's what I always go back to when Khalil Mack was.
When Khalil did, yeah.
He was our closer. When you needed a play on 3rd down to end a game or to get the ball back or whatever, he was the guy that would make it. He didn't necessarily would have a great game all game long, but he was there all game long, showing up, play after play, hitting the quarterback, disrupting the offense. And then at the end of the game, he'd intercept, freaking
Cam Newton
and running into the end zone, right? Or he'd get that big sack on whoever. Like, that was what Khalil Mack did. And I used to call him the closer. And I was like, all right, we need between one of these two guys, one of you all has to be a closer. And then they both were.
Well, yeah. Absolutely, man. Yeah, I mean, he was all over the field in that second half. Him and the entire defensive line. I mean, everyone.
That's true.
Everyone closed the game kind of for him, but Max caused that interception. The Polamalu
100%.
doesn't get that interception if it wasn't for Max, and then that other play that should have been a fumble that Max caused. So no, Max was huge, man.
He's huge.
He was huge.
And he just keeps coming, man. He's just relentless, man, which is so cool watching that guy. All right, I got one more Max Crosby soundbite to play for you, and then we're going to get into the Sea of Fans so we can get out of here under 3 hours. All right, let's check in with Pat McAfee.
The Toxic Tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Patriots dead?
Probably. May's really good. I do think the Raiders are worth talking about. Geno looked fantastic. Pete Carroll in his debut. The defense, Ginty looked the part. Bowers, their offense. I mean, the whole nine.
Yeah, but the thing you said was, hey, if we talk about the Patriots Raiders, there's one thing that really needs to be talked about. And you said exact words, Max Crosby just wrecks the entire thing.
Yeah, he's a huge asshole. I mean, and not having him on your team is one of those things. And I'm sure it's like how Ty felt with Micah. Like, if you have one of those guys, it must feel great watching him because he's always there. I mean, the interception Drake May threw, who's there? Max Crosby in his face. The reason, May can't step up is because Max Crosby's a freak of nature. I mean, Will Campbell saw, but if you're going to have a rookie tackle out there, you're probably going to have a little bit of a problem when Max Crosby's Crosby's there. And then it's more so the extracurriculars, too. Like, hey, man, you don't got to be a prick. You don't have to talk.
No, he kind of does. That's kind of his thing.
That's his game. I know, but when you're playing him, it's like, hey, dude, relax. Like, hey, does he know Bubby Spillane's on the Patriots now? You know, he likes Bob Spillane. I know he does, but then here we go. He's basically, getting in May's head. I wouldn't be surprised.
Was that on Netflix Quarterback?
Yeah, him and Mahomes.
Mahomes was actually talking about it like, this guy, every time we play him, it's just got to be something every time. And they have respect for each other.
Yeah.
And it's almost as if Mahomes just knows this is how he is. And Max goes, sorry.
Yep.
It's just the kind of way it is. That's his style of football. Perfect Raider.
It's amazing, yeah.
Geno Smith, perfect Raider at this stage of his career. Pete Carroll, perfect Raider at this stage of his career, which is crazy to think about because he was the, hey, Will Ferrell's coming by practice, USC guy. Then he gets kicked out of Seattle, and it's like, is Pete Carroll the perfect guy for this Las Vegas Raiders atmosphere and culture right now? Tom Brady, new ownership. He wanted to be a Raider. John Gruden said, nah, we're going to stick with Derek Carr. Sorry about it. So he's got a little chip on his shoulder as well. It seems like and then Chip Kelly's sitting there at offensive coordinator, has been a head coach before in the NFL, obviously with the Philadelphia Eagles. Didn't go anywhere near how everybody planned, but he's still a damn good football coach. Goes back into college with the Ohio State Buckeyes just as a coordinator, as opposed to being a head coach like he was at UCLA. Wins a national championship immediately. It's like they got a lot of big brains over there and a lot of experienced dudes with chips on their shoulder.
Oh my gosh, love it there. Yes, I love it. Max Crosby is a huge asshole. I love it because, if you're a Patriots fan, yeah, guess what? You didn't like Max Crosby because he was just relentless. He was coming all day long, and I love the smack talking. I love it. I think that it's great that he gets in that because that's Raidery shit. Get you thinking about everything else besides playing football. Like, that's Al Davis football 101, man. And so nowadays, the way that a lot of that gets established in the league is with smack talking. And Max is a freaking A+, grade A level smack talker, man. And so I love it there. So good stuff there from Max Crosby. All right, I want to hit one last topic because we're running short on time, and I had some other sound bites to get to, but I'm just going to bring it up. Out of all the things that went positive in this game, there was one thing not one thing, but there was one of the more glaring things that people were complaining about and the members of Raider Nation, and I want to address it in this way. And that is the stat line of Ashton Jeanty, okay? And that he only had 2 yards of carry, and people are like, oh, this is unacceptable, and this is I would say, relax, okay? It's game one. And the stat line did not tell the story. First and foremost, on the road, in the rain, early game, East Coast, punches it in for his first score as a member in the NFL. That was huge. I thought that was a big moment for him. He rattled off a couple of pretty decent runs. At the end of the game, they pounded the rock because they wanted to grind the clock out. And they knew he wouldn't fumble. It was sketchy conditions, and the last thing the Raiders needed was a freaking fumble at that point. So he was getting met at the line of scrimmage for losses. That is not his fault. That is what we were doing intentionally, strategically at that point in the game. His stat line, yes, was only 38 rushing yards, but he had 44 yards, Jeff, after contact.
Well, there you go.
He had more yards after contact than he did in total yards in the game because the way they bottled him up at the end of the game. And also, the last thing I will give you is this. Some people were like, why isn't he more involved in the passing game? Did you miss all the checkdowns? Those checkdowns that are thrown backwards behind the line of scrimmage, they're considered backwards passes. Those are considered rushes. And when you catch the ball behind the line of scrimmage and then you fall forward past the line of scrimmage for a yard, that's avoiding a loss on the play.
Right.
You just bailed out your quarterback and avoided taking a negative play. But that doesn't show up in the receiving column. It shows up in the rushing column. So you got to consider the context. We talked about Derek Carr a little bit ago. This is the same thing I used to bitch at people about all the time. Derek Carr's stats are this. Yes, but what's the context? What story do those numbers tell based on the context of the game in which they came? And when you look at Ashton Jeanty's numbers, What do they tell you within the context of the game in which he played? It wasn't that bad. Frankly, it was pretty good because of the idea that he scored a touchdown.
Absolutely.
So it's not going to be like that for Ashton Genty on the stat line and the box score all year long, every year. And to me, and I know to him and to everybody else in silver and black, they don't care what those stat lines are. People,
hell no.
Fans give a shit about that stuff.
Right.
The freaking team does not care. Did he do everything they asked him to do? The answer to that question is yes. Was his pass blocking up to par? Yes. Did he score when he needed to score? Yes. Did he grind out the clock for them at the end? Yes. Did he bail out his quarterback on some plays? Yes. That's it. That was his job that day.
Did he open up the passing game?
All that play action?
All that play action all game long, man. You know, you talk about Ashton Genty was getting attacked the whole game long because also it was in the rain. So Patriots defense is going, well, they're going to run the shit out of this damn football. We got to get Ashton Genty.
Come on.
And stuff like that. And so now we use the play action, and that's why Geno has a big game, is because of Ashton Genty.
Because why does Jacoby Myers have a big day? Because of Ashton Genty.
Right.
The freaking middle, he was torching the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Freaking Jacoby was having a game, man. He had a freaking badass game.
Pay that man.
Pay that man.
Pay that man.
Yeah. And I don't care what I'm going to give you one last thing. And I promise we're going to go to break. I had a guy come at me on Twitter because that's what Twitter does.
Right.
And he was like, because I put out a tweet. I just said, Dear John Spytek, pay Jacoby. Thank you, Raider Nation.
Right.
And it got liked by thousands of people. But there was always one or two that always got something to chirp in and chime in about. And this dude wanted to trade paint and go like, well, you can't just say that and then not give out a number. And I'm like, I don't care what the number is. He's like, yeah, but you should. And you pundits need to really consider that when you throw things out there, you need to give details around things. I'm like,
you don't work for the Raiders.
I'm like, first off, if you think I'm a pundit, then I got some bad news for you. I'm a goddamn fan in my basement right now, currently with sketchy internet, talking about my favorite football team with my best friend. That's the extent of it.
Right.
So, and the idea that, look, that's not my job. That's John Spytek's job. That's Jacoby Myers' agent's job. Y'all figure that shit out.
Right.
The only reason I ever care about how much a player gets paid is it within the market and the context, back to that word, the context of what will field a competitive football team going forward. Do I want them to pay Jacoby Myers $50 million a year for 5 years with $250 million guaranteed? Hell no. Because that would compromise the Raiders' ability to be productive going forward in the salary cap to re-sign superstars on our football team.
Yeah.
So therefore, I do care about that. Do I want him to get paid bottom dollar because I care about how much money he gets paid? No, I'm a capitalist at heart. I hope he makes whatever he can make, and it ain't my fucking money.
There you go.
I don't care how much the guy gets paid.
Sure.
Is it $30 million a year? I don't know. Is it 25, 23? I don't know. I don't care. All I know is I'm a Raider fan, and the Raiders are better with him on our football team this year and probably going to be next year too. So pay him.
So pay the man.
And I don't care what it is.
Absolutely.
Why
No,
does
I
it
totally
have to
agree.
be defined?
Well, and we got that Amari Cooper money, right? We got a little extra money floating around,
the $3.5
million or whatever. But I mean,
we got all that Christian Wilkins money though.
We got all the Christian Wilkins.
That's the
money.
thing is that the Raiders, and that's the other thing, Jeff, is that it's not like the Raiders are like dealing with a compromised salary cap. We have a crap ton of money, so I don't care.
Well, and you know what? With the Jacoby Myers thing, I was listening to, and respect to Silver and Black today, I was listening to Mo talk about this, and he was, because everyone was like, pay him, all that stuff, and I want them to. I want them to pay. But Jacoby also is just said, well, I'm going to keep playing. So they may be like, well, I mean, if he's just going to play, then why do we got to pay him right now?
Well, the only thing that I would guard against that is that clearly they drafted Jack Besh to be his replacement.
Sure.
I know they're not the same player yet. Save me the emails. But skill set wise, they're similar. The building blocks for Jack Besh's skill set are very similar to what Jacoby Myers is. And so I can see that could be the future. That said, Do we want to thrust Jack Besh into that position as soon as next year?
Hell no.
No. So why not give him a 1-year extension, guarantee his money for this year and part of next year, and make a deal happen? So he's going to be a Raider for at a minimum the next 2 years. 2 years being the first one, this one, and then next year. Why would you not do that?
No,
and then
I'm with you.
And then if you want to let him walk. But to go into it, so that's the only reason that I would say, because I agree that the front office is going, well, if it's not a sense of urgency to him, well, it's not going to be to us too. But I would say though, but if you do that and we get all the way to the end of this year and he becomes a flat out free agent, he ain't coming back to the Raiders.
No, he's going to get paid somewhere.
Someone will pay him. The Jets, the Steelers, the whoever, you name it, somebody will pay for a guy.
Yeah, we got to
like
lock him up for the end of the season.
We got to lock him up before the end of the season.
Yeah.
And I think you might as well go ahead and do it now.
May as well.
You might as well go ahead and do it now.
May as well.
I mean, again, what are you saving that money for? Like, you're just going to carry it into the next year.
Yeah.
It's
we ain't collecting interest on it.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
All right, Jeff.
Hey, more lemon. More lemon.
More lemons?
More lemons.
Have another surge over there.
Oh, my gosh.
You want
More
some
of...
Here you go.
Yeah, hey, give me that.
There you go. Hit that shit again.
Oh,
There you go.
yeah.
Give it a big old rip, dude. Gosh, I don't know how you do it, man. For those
more of them and less of us is a good thing.
You're damn right.
Yeah. Let's hear from the Sea of Fans mailbag, pal.
Hey, well, we got all breathy right there.
There he is, fading, looking. He's under the gun. He's caught, he throws. It is. Oh, he caught it.
Need some refreshment? Sip Real. At HTO, you can dive into dozens of flavors of real and real refreshing iced tea. Mix and match your faves or grab a gallon to go. HTO. Real tea, real refreshing.
I love it. And thanks to the good folks at HTO in there, by the way, too. Thank you to our buddy Justin Marmon and the good folks at HTO. I love it. Jordan Ford. And shout out to the chat room, Jeff, before we get, but I love it because Swaggo's going to be in the alley finding smelling salts in a year.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny, man.
Shit is good, man.
Man, you love that shit, man.
I love it, man. Yeah, it gets me fired up. Gets me juiced
good
up.
For you, man. Keep that can be yours.
Okay.
Yeah. Although we got to bring it for, got to leave at least leave it there for Michelle. We got to.
Yeah. No, it'll stay right here.
Yeah.
It'll stay right here. I'm not bringing it home or anything.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. So, anyways, but hey, more of them and less of us is a good thing. So, shout out the chat room, and then let's get into these emails and voicemails.
Absolutely. We got Elon Bush in there. Jordan Ford Scumdog is in there. Ron the Mater Raider. Let's see here. Paul is in there. Cepheus is in there. Hooligan Nation is in there. Jay Harris. It's your boy Manny is in there. OG Daniel, Chronicles of the Black Hole is in there. The Good Stuff is in there. House Junkies. Yeah, we got the whole crew, man. East Coast Raider, they're all in here, man.
All right. So Chronicles of Black Hole. OG Daniel in there says, hey, careful. Smelling salts are a gateway to bath salts.
Oh, jeez. Nice.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
Nice,
all right.
nice.
So, hey, Swag Jeff, I don't know if you heard this or not.
Yes.
You can contact this show a multitude of ways.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, you can join us in the chat room live, as you just mentioned.
Of course.
The good folks in the chat room at 90. Nope. At youtube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. And that happens.
That was a pre-909?
Yeah, it was.
Hey.
You have that sometimes. I'm 52 years old. So, where was I at? So you can join the show live in the chat room at youtube.com/Raiders Fan Radio, where we go live each and every Wednesday night at 4 p.m. Pacific. I'm going to do it. 4 p.m. Pacific.
Yeah.
7 p.m. Eastern here on the YouTubes, or you can call the show.
Yes.
And you can call the show at 909-345-3346. That's
909-345-3346.
Good job, Jeff. And then also...
And Kevin the Raider just jumped in for his favorite bit.
Oh, my gosh. Is he really? Did he just come in?
Yeah.
Just in time, Kevin, for me to tell you that you can reach the show with your emails by emailing us. And you can email us at show. That is show. That is S H OW@RaidersFanRadio.com. I'm just going to keep stretching it further and further out, man.
Hey, pause.
You mother. But yeah, just because I love Andy Kaufman. So the further I can stretch it out and the more awkward it gets, the better. But yeah, actually email us, please. It's show, that is SHOW at RaidersFanRadio.com. And we had a couple of ones that I gave to you that were printed off, but then I sent you some more on the what is that thing? The digital thing they called?
Yeah, the Gmail.
The Gmails there.
Yeah, the Gmails.
And so, Swag Jeff, who do we have tonight?
Absolutely. Well, we're going to start off with Hooligan. So I will do my best here. Michelle isn't here. Uncle Mosh isn't here. So, and I've had some beer. So, let's see. So what up, Murph, Swaggo, Michelle, Mosh? It's your friendly neighborhood hooligan here. Shout out to Raider Nation, the best damn chat room in all of the universe. It's been up and down. It's been ups and downs recently, so let me tell you about it. First off, Zuckerberg decided I violated his standards and shut down my Facebook page. Not even sure why. May never know. So I became a digital creator instead of just a guy, and I'm forced to start social media life over. Bummer. Lots of pictures gone forever, but memories remain. Then my alma mater, the Iowa State Cyclones, take on a Hawkeyes at the Cy-Hawk Showdown and take the victory at home in a dominating fashion, going 3-0 in the season.
Shout out FanDuel. I had that game.
Did you really?
Absolutely.
There you go.
A hush falls this weekend.
A hush falls over Iowa as the Hawk fans hide in the cornfields for another year. Next, the Raiders head to Foxborough and face the Pats. I'm not sure if you figured it out yet, but I fucking hate the Patriots. So, and just so we're clear, I hate them because of McDaniels. I hate them because of the tuck rule. I hate the bullshit call that created an alternative bizarro world universe where there were no longer the winningest sports franchise in sports ever. I hate them just because I had to listen to everyone hang on Brady's nuts for the entire decade. I know, Murph. Blame Walt, not Brady and the Pats, but I just can't separate it. I've tried and will try to do better. Oh, but wait, we pulled off the unthinkable. We win in Foxborough for the first time since I graduated high school in '94, when we were still the LA Raiders. McDumbass takes a loss, nothing new to him. We go 1-0 and cap it off against the Chiefs. Cap it all off, the Chiefs are the only team in the division without a win in week 1. We get a victory, and it's on to the home opener against the Dolts. Monday Night Football, another thing that we used to dominate.
Come on.
In fact, before 1995, we were 27-14-1 all-time in Monday Night Football before 95. 13-1-1 in the 70s, 14-4 in the 80s. I say Monday night because we're going to party like it's 1995.
Nice.
Maybe it's the old days just because we have the oldest head coach in the history of the NFL. Maybe because we were smacking players around like the NFL's in the days gone by. No matter what it is, it feels good, it looks good, and while there's still areas of opportunity and areas for growth, this team shows real promise, and I'm all in. More optimistic by the moment, Hooligan saying good night.
Hey, give it up for Hooligan. Appreciate you, brother.
Hooligan.
Appreciate Hooligan, man, not only for sending us that amazing email and always being in the chat room, but the absolutely, I would say, unmatched, but is very, very close to unmatched support of the One Nation Foundation.
Amen.
Dude, he 100%. Is all over it from
all
super chats
every week.
In his personal life with his job and the employee matching scenario that they got going on and everything that he does, man, and everything on the social media is like, we cannot appreciate you enough, Hooligan. Thank you, brother. Oh, and speaking of that too, because I know Hooligan won some stuff in our summer of swag. Guys, I need your help. The fulfillment department at Raiders Fan Radio sucks because it's just me. If you've won a prize from Summer of Swag, I thought I got them all out there, but I noticed today when I went up that there was a couple of things still sitting up there.
Is there a Brock Bowers jersey still sitting up there for OG Daniel?
I think so. So if you haven't gotten your stuff, please don't be shy to bust my balls and be like, hey, Murph, I'm waiting on my damn thing. And I know I should keep up better with that, and I promise I will. And in fact, tonight, Swag Jeff, let's go over it and make sure. Because I want to make sure everybody gets their stuff. I know most of it's gone out, but there's probably still 2 or 3 things maybe that still need to go out. And then there was other things too, like the Bolitnikoff wine. Like we gave away the Bolitnikoff wine to a few folks, and there was like, I know even 1 if not 2 folks that were like, thank you for that, but I don't partake anymore. Like, go ahead and give it to somebody else. Like what? So let me know because I want to send this stuff. I want to make sure these things find homes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We got enough shit here in the fan cave. We want to give it away.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do for sure. Hey, Raider Nation, name's Michael. I'm a huge fan of the show. Seriously, you guys are awesome and do so much for the community. I'm reaching out because I'm trying to pull off something tight travel, getting to a Raider game this season. I've never been to a Raiders home game, and I'm totally clueless about how to make it happen. I'm about to do a one-day trip, fly in, see the game, and fly out the same night or the next morning. The good news is I'm only coming from Sacramento. I'm hoping you guys have some advice or know someone who could point me in the right direction. Any tips on finding tickets, affordable flights, or anything else will be incredibly helpful. I'm currently winging it, and I have to work the next day. Thanks so much, Michael.
Hey, Michael. Good stuff there. So I don't have any fancy hookups out there. Our rooms are typically covered by the casinos because we all suck at gambling. So they love it when we come to Vegas.
Oh, they love it.
Oh, they're like,
come on back.
They're like, here,
you want a suite?
Yeah, for real. They're like, yeah, come stay. Remember that bomb-ass suite that Valerie and I had at the Vidara?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, you guys had like 4 bedrooms in there.
We had like a corner suite at Vidara. We had Allegiant Stadium view on one side and the freaking strip on the other.
Yeah, we went down to the sports book and bet on because it was like Thursday night football. We were playing, and the Titans were playing. And we all bet heavy on the Titans. And then we all went up into the room and started cracking White Claws and just watched the game.
Watch the game in that because that room was so big.
It was huge.
That we all hung out in there. It was you and Chris and Lamont and Michelle and me and Valerie.
Yep.
And we all hung out in there and watched that game, and that was a blast, man.
That was a blast.
That was fun. But that room was phenomenal. But anyway, so all that said, when you suck at gambling, you get your rooms covered. So we just booked those. And then airfare, we fly Southwest.
Yep.
There's direct flights nonstop from Nashville straight into Vegas.
I'm sure there is from Sacramento to Vegas as well.
I'm sure there is. And so I would recommend doing that, even though Southwest has changed up some of their policies around some things.
And if you're looking for cheap flights, I mean, if you don't care if it's a janky flight, I mean, Spirit, I think, is cheaper.
Well, they're going out of business, though, aren't they?
Is Spirit going out of business?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I heard. But
or you can fly Allegiant.
Frontier or like,
Well,
or like Sonny does Alaska because he's in Portland. Okay. So he comes down, he does Alaska to get down. But yeah, so I would just, one of those, because it's a short flight. So it's not like you got to fly American or something because you got to, if I were going to be in a plane for 6 hours or something, I wouldn't want to do a Southwest. But for a few hours, like, all right, I can knock that out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then in terms of like game tickets, man, we're very fortunate and very blessed that we have some amazing listeners, and, one or two in particular that are very, very kind in sharing their tickets with us, whether those are even at face value or a lot of times we'll just give them to us. So, and then I'm not saying that as like a humble braggy kind of thing. I'm just saying we're very blessed in that thing based on what we do with the show and stuff, that people are very kind to be like, hey, if you guys are coming to the game, like sit with us, or, here you can do this or whatever. So, but if you're coming in just for a fly-by night, here's what I will tell you to do. We went to Antonio Pierce's first game as the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. We had went into town for the Bolitnikoff Foundation dinner, and we're not planning on going to the game against the Giants. We were going to post up at a sports book somewhere, and we were going to go watch the game as a group, and we were just going to watch because the tickets were expensive, and we had already blown out a bunch that weekend, and we didn't have anybody that was sharing anything with us, so we were just like, we'll just lay back, we'll go to the tailgates, and then we'll go and watch it at Mandalay or whatever else. But then at the end of like right before, I'm like, well, why don't we just get the cheapest things we can get just to get into the stadium? So we bought 6 individual tickets that weren't together. They were scattered all over the place. And they were like $30 tickets, $40 whatever. They were.
Yeah, it was like nosebleed back there with Schmucky the Raider Bear.
Yeah.
And so
right at game time.
Right at game time.
And they were cheap. And so the 6 of us went and walked in, and we were on that mid concourse level, not far from where the Coors Light bar is.
Yep, right there by the torch.
Yeah, by the torch, and found a spot to post up where those like rails are that are behind that row of or that section of seats, and just stood up and just watched the game because we stand up so much during the goddamn game anyways.
Absolutely.
Especially that game in particular.
Well,
and
yeah.
You're not in anyone's way. You're out of the traffic areas. The Topo Chico stand is right there.
Yeah.
And then any of the food and stuff is down a little further. And there's a little ledge there. So you can stand there and eat and drink and do whatever. And everybody that was in front of us was super cool. So it wasn't like we were like interfering with somebody else and their purchase tickets or anything like that. So if you're just going by yourself and just gonna kind of blow in, just wait till game time.
Yep.
And just buy a ticket for anywhere and then just walk around. Go wherever the hell you want to go.
There you go.
There's so many cool standing areas in Allegiant Stadium that like you don't need
just
to
go
have
hang
a
out at the
spot.
bar. Just go hang out at the bar
That's what I'm saying.
around the torch or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, do your thing, man.
Just go hang out. Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. So that's my recommendation. Anyways.
Yep, 100%. 100%.
All right, last up, let's get to Paul.
Yeah. Evening, everybody. Hope you're all well. A serious start to this week's email. It's that time of the year when a more important event takes precedence. We've reached the 24th anniversary of 9/11, and every year I feel I need to pay respects to all concerned. It's been how it's been 24 years is a mystery.
That's tomorrow, dude.
Yeah, sure is. But here we are. It's September 11th, 2001, one of the most horrific, painful things I've ever witnessed. So to those that didn't make it on that day, and to those who have suffered from that day to this, I wish you love and the best wishes. To the firemen and women and all the first responders in New York City, Virginia, and Pennsylvania, you are the bravest of the brave. To run into hell when everything in your mind is telling you to run the other way is a courage that I can only dream of. I wish I could think of something more profound to say to honor your bravery. Sunday was as good as it gets. There was a few ups and a few downs over the course of the game, which is to be expected. I didn't breathe much during the second quarter as things looked to be a little familiar, but when you have a head coach like Pete Carroll who knows what's needed to see things through, it was all good in the end. The highlight of the game for me was the 36-yard pass to Dante Thornton late in the game, a pass from Gino that was perfect, and the catch was a thing of beauty. I didn't see McWeeny at the end of the game, but I hope he's hurting somewhere. I hope he doesn't clear his mind and keeps him awake at night. I hope he feels the same disappointment his wife does every time she has to look at him, and I hope his children look elsewhere for Father's Day next year. His wife deserves better. So, Mrs. McWeeny, run for the hills, I say. It's never too late for change. Go find yourself a man, a woman, anyone that has that personality and career that they've earned, rather than living off of someone else's ability. 1-0 feels good. There aren't many better feelings than a Raiders win. And finally, when it comes down to it, I'm a simple soul with simple dreams for the season, all of which are possible. Improving our record, at the very least, a playoff game would be nice. I've decided that I don't want to see any more big name signings. We've had our share of diva dramas, so let's draft well and make superstars instead of hoping that someday for some yesterday's man that can do the job. I want to see Lester Hayes and Amy Trask in the Hall of Fame.
Come on.
That would be wonderful for me to see personally. I want to see Group of Five guys get a contract with Netflix. We've seen Last Chance U and SEC, so why not the Group of Five programs? And I have mentioned this to QB Jeff on Twitter, and he seems more than happy to sign a contract. Anyways, breathe deep now, and let's go and beat the media darlings from San Diego or wherever the hell they're from. Let's see 2-0, baby. Stay safe, RFR family. Love you, Raider Nation. His Lordship, the Royal Scribe, Paul Edgerton, Shropshire, Mississippi. Paulie Award winner 2019 and 2022. Boggy Glasses Award winner 2020. Made Man of the Year 2024. RFR Maverick Award winner 2025. BRT Sizzler Scorekeeper, Proud Made Man. Five-time times five winner of the Raiders Fan Radio BRT Sizzler Award.
Attaboy, Paul. Hey, I'll take one.
Paul, your name Paul?
Hello?
Paul.
Hello?
Paul.
I met him with
Paul. Who? Paul.
Paul, yes, Paul.
Paul's not here. Hey, Paul. Paul.
Hi. I'm Paul.
Darn right you are, Paul. And thank you so very, very much, my friend, for not only everything that you do to contribute to this show via the emails, but also each and every week and all day long on the Twitters and everything. We appreciate you so very, very much. Excuse me. James Furbo in the chat room there says, it took me over a year to get my stuff, laughing my ass off. And it's funny because some of those ones from last year got caught up in my move. and I didn't know where the things were. I had to find them.
So you just send something else.
Or just send something else.
Here, just take this. Sorry.
Just take this instead. Yeah. But anyways, so some of that stuff from last year, man. So I apologize. It won't take that long. Daniel said, he goes, I've already emailed you 4 times, Murph. Okay. My bad. I'll find the emails and I'll get this shit out to you. But anyways, I appreciate you all very, very much in your support of the One Nation Foundation in the Summer of Swag. All right. We've got a lot of emails. We've got a lot of voicemails to get to, Swag Jeff, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to get to these fast because we got a bunch. There's going to be a lightning round. We're going to start off with our buddy Josh in the 703.
What up, fam? And it feels good calling after the dub. Been great seeing Uncle Marsha on the show. That's always a fucking pleasure. And all right, so get to that game yesterday. It was good. Now, we'll say this. I waited for a second because after that interception, man, it might have displayed the team a little bit. Still having a hard time running the ball, but I did like the fact that we seemed to make adjustments and we played complimentary football. We had to make fucking adjustments. We couldn't keep running the ball on first down. You know, had to switch it up. Like, all right, man, we need to pass a little bit more, which some coaches are afraid to do. We did. It was great. But when the offense was rolling, you know, hey, they were doing the thing, man, in that interception. Defense did not let us out of that game. Yeah, we had a couple of bumps, but the defense did not let us out of that game until the offense was able to, get some stuff rolling, pick themselves up again. That's what's supposed to happen. You're going to have ups and downs, but can the other side carry while you got to get the other side straight? You're able to do that. Now, to be fair, Patriots aren't a great team. But we weren't a great team last year either. Still went in there. Did what we were supposed to do on the road, in the rain. I'll take it. Defense was really looking stout. They had a couple of ones that I'm looking at them going, why are we giving that up? Came together. Tyree Wilson, I like it. Coons, I like it.
Come on.
Crosby, of course. I hope Brett Bowers, I know he got injured. I hope it's unserious. I mean, man, this guy had 5 catches for 103 yards. He didn't miss a beat. He's already back in all pro form.
Gosh, we didn't even talk about Brock.
Stuff out there, just stunting on them.
So you know it's going good.
Absolutely.
Hey, football was back. That was great. Had a great Sunday. I'm ready for next week. Like, who are we playing? Chargers. Man, fuck the Chargers.
Love
it, Josh.
Love it. All right, good stuff as always from our buddy Josh in the 703. All right, let's check in now and go over with, I mentioned him earlier tonight, one of the OGs of the OGs, man.
That's it, man.
Let's check in with our buddy Mojo.
What up, on fire? What's up, everybody? Raider Nation, it's Mojo. It's early out here on a Tuesday morning, man, and I'm having my coffee and I'm still buzzing after the game. What kind of potential are we dealing with, man? I mean, when's the last time you saw the Raiders play so professionally, like a well-coached, well-oiled machine? I don't want to get in front of myself and say that this is going to be a different year or anything like that. All I'm saying is they carried themselves in the manner of a professional football team. Geno Smith, Max Crosby, they look absolutely incredible. JPJ, man, he's a straight bully. I love watching that kid play, man. I know he made some mental errors and a few mistakes, but man, just watch a couple highlights of this dude, man. I mean, he's just cracking skulls. How do you get around this guy? Jamal Adams at linebacker, huh?
Come on.
How incredible is that?
Yeah.
That's a thing of beauty. Don't even get me started on the 2 SEC bred tight ends, man. That's a cheat code. This is a great team. But what really got me, man, was how poised and professional the whole team looked.
Come on.
It's like the way that they ran up to the line, spiked the ball to get that field goal attempt to close out the first half.
Yeah.
That showed me that they have their shit together a little bit as a unit. We're not used to seeing that, man. Pete Carroll and this staff, man, they have this team performing like a professional football team, and it's strange to see, but I love it. Hey, Raiders to the moon. Just win, baby. Mojo out.
There you go, Moj.
It's good stuff there from Mojo.
Absolutely, it is.
I like the call out, man. The professionalism.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
And Mojo, keep those morning calls coming, man. The pipes were strong right there, dude.
Pipes were strong, man. He was sipping his coffee Monday after.
Yeah.
God dang.
That's some radio voice right there, man.
That was almost Rico level.
That was pretty solid, man.
That was dulcet tones.
Ooh.
Yeah. Hey. Easy, Mojo. Hold on, give me the smelling salts.
Looking for the little blue pill to go along with him, apparently. All right, next up, let's check in with our buddy Jacob from Fresno.
Murph, Jeff, and Michelle. This is
Hey, it's good to hear from Jacob from Fresno, too, by the way. It's been a minute.
Jacob from Fresno. What's up, guys? It's been a little while, but hey, week one's over. The Pats they're down. They're down bad. I gotta say, I've been seeing them online, posting in the YouTube comments of all the highlights and things. They're down pretty bad. I think they're not expected to do much this year because, they lost to the Raiders, right? And not many people expect too much out of the Raiders. And I gotta tell you, the silver and black are back.
Come on.
I gotta tell you, the unfinished business is about to get finished because we are back. The silver and black are back.
I like it.
That's enough. I'm gonna calm down. In all reality here, in all truth, we're looking at a pretty good season, I think. I think we got a chance to do something special, maybe shake some things up. At the same time, I don't want to get too hyped because, let's just face it, we've gotten there before. I'm just not ready to get hurt again, guys. I'm not ready for it. And so what I'm expecting out of this season, what I would be happy with, just give me 9 wins. Give me 9 wins, 8 painful losses. That's just what I'm going to be used to. If I only get 8 of them this year, then heck, I can deal with that. Maybe we sneak into the playoffs. We get a wild card game, right? And we shake up the picture of the NFL. But all I know is even though we're not quite there yet, we look a heck of a lot better than we did last year.
Come on.
We look much better. Ashton Genty, I don't want to hear anybody talk bad about him.
Come on, Jacob.
Because the guy was touched the entire time he touched the football. If his hand was on the football, he had a hand on him. And the fact that he got a yard is crazy. Our offensive line, man, we need some work. That's the biggest issue. That being said, Geno Smith, good golly gosh almighty, that guy did incredible with pressure in his face the entire game. And I know I was pretty high on Derek Carr. I got to say, I think he's better than Derek Carr was on his way out. I got to say, I think he's closer to maybe prime Derek Carr, 2016 Derek Carr, the Derek Carr we were all excited about. And he had the one pick. Really, it was one drop. It was a drop that went into the defender's hand. And guys, I'm going to run out of time, but there's just so much to talk about. We did a lot. We put a lot on film. We got a lot to be happy about. So since we have a victory this week, let's go ahead and end it off with Raiders! God bless you, and go Raiders!
Attaboy, Jacob from Fresno.
Nice, dude.
Way to come out of the gate strong after a little bit of an absence here from Raiders Fan Radio. We appreciate you so very, very much, brother. All right, next up, we're going to go check in with another one of the OGs.
Nice.
This is our buddy, OG Jack Daniel.
Nice.
Hey, Michelle, Mosh, Swag Jeff, and Murph. It was good seeing Mosh on there. Missed him. This is OG Jack Daniels, Chronicles of the Black Hole. I saw a content creator saying, these are not your grandpa's Raiders. Bullshit. Getting a lot of penalties and still winning the game, that is our Raiders.
Let's
go. Other thing I want to call bullshit on is these penalties. A couple of those penalties these refs threw were pretty desperate. I mean, they were trying to keep the Patriots in the game, and realistically, they looked as futile as Josh McDumbass trying to get his offense going. The second half adjustments by Patrick Graham were pretty good. I mean, we held them to 3 points in the entire half. Also, it feels good to win early game, East Coast, in the rain. That's great. but the Queefs being in fourth place in our division, priceless.
Absolutely.
And they play the Eagles next week. I just wanted to come back in here and pay tribute to one of the great Raiders fans, our Royal Scribe Paul from Shropshire, Mississippi.
Oh, nice.
Just wanted to say to you, Paul, hi, I'm not Paul.
That's amazing. Great call there from OG.
Great.
Jack Daniels, man. We appreciate you, brother, so very, very much. All right, next up. Okay, so we're going to go across the pond. We're going to go to Paul's country mate here, his fellow Brit, and let's check in with our buddy Martin.
Nice.
Morning, all. I'm writing this on Victory Tuesday, ahead of Victory Wednesday, because frankly, I don't think you can have enough victory days, am I right? We started off this new era with a win, beating Vrabel and McDoofus and a couple of former Raiders, plus upsetting a lot of predictions from so-called experts. Gino looked great, and his connections with Tucker, Bowers and Thornton suggest fun times ahead. Plus the Chiefs lost, leaving them at the bottom of the division. Okay, it's one game. We've not learned much about anybody yet, but it's about as good a position to be in as we can be, and that's all you can ask for, really. Most pleasing to me was the adjustments made in the second half, which produced a better overall performance. We saw out the game and looked secure doing so. Promising stuff. And finally, we're all delighted to have had the singular Uncle Mosh back whilst Swag, Jeff and Michelle were otherwise engaged. To that end, I've taken the liberty of knocking up a short highlights reel.
Oh no.
Hit the damn button.
The best was when we were in we were at you put 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound sack over here. Look at me. I'm a little hard to forget.
Cut Dylan Lowby. Jesus.
I'm back.
Knocking shit off the walls.
Well, you put me in this corner. I've never had restraints before.
It's my fault.
Well, that's the way to do it.
I fixed that shit. And I just want to slap the shit out of you, and I just go, why you gotta say that name to me? See, I'm out. Josh Murph. Loser. I'll look and see what she's wearing, and then I'll go get some more bean dip.
What an absolute legend. Shout out to the chat. And go Raiders.
I'll look and see what she's wearing and then get some more bean dip. Hopefully those were two things that were spliced together. Was that really what he said?
No, that's what he was talking about.
Oh my god.
We're talking about if Taylor Swift did the halftime show. I'll check out what she's wearing and then I'll go get some more bean dip. That's about as Uncle Mosh of a comment as you could possibly get.
Oh my gosh, it totally is.
Shout out Martin, man. I love it. I love it when he pieces those things together, man. It's so damn funny. All right, hey, listen, we with freaking and no disrespect to anybody else that calls, but we're in the murderer's row of voices here. Mojo, OG Jack Daniel, Martin, and now. If you got lights,
turn them down.
If you got candles,
yeah, light those.
If you're like Swag Jeff and you got a boner,
hit some smelling salts.
Oh, we make a lot of fun, but he has got some incredible takes.
You're Swag Jeff and you have a boner. You're so stupid.
You got the rundown. You know what's coming.
Oh, well, yeah, I know what it is. You didn't write that on there, though.
No, I had to be careful.
I guess I didn't have to. hey. Just press the damn button, bitch.
But anyways, so we appreciate his dulcet tones and his incredible voice, but his killer takes, man, on the Raiders, because he is Italian born, but he will also tell you he is Raider born Rico.
Hey guys, Red Borrico here. Glad to see the Raiders were looking different, I would say, which is the most important thing. As we all know, for too many years, under too many coaches, under too many managements, we look the same predictable, insecure, sloppy team in most games, even some wins we had. And that game against New England should have been a sloppy game. We normally would have get wrecked by more than 20 points or kicked 3 times under a wet, humid, foggy, soggy, unpleasant Bostonian weather. Instead, we make it look like a smooth game. And aside some good defensive scheme by a good defensive coach like Vrabel that awakened some old ghosts for us, I think we distribute the ball in great fashion, as well as we kept focus on defense during the most important moment of third and fourth quarter. So good job so far. I hope we can correct the penalties through the year, but good job so far from Pete Carroll. And to me, he showed great will in fighting for the clock, and that's as well one of the reasons we're looking different. Even if we couldn't convert at the end of the second, we made a run for it with 47 seconds left. Other times we would have run the ball through the middle or kneel and go back to the locker room and probably lose the game in the process. So kudos to all the coaching staff, to all the team, to act like proper Raiders. Also the rookies, welcome guys, welcome. Come on. But let me tell you, what about the Raider baddest attitude by Pete Carroll, man? I know he's used to the rain for the years in Seattle, but come on. 73 years old, up and down through the field, no hood on, dancing, screaming, and beating the ass of a coach 23 years younger than him. Come on. That's what I call a Raider attitude. Come on! And I know it's just a game, but we got to keep this hype going. We got to keep this attitude going, because for me, the next game is kind of a must-win. Not because it's a Division 1, but because it's a home game. And let's be honest, since we moved to Vegas, we are homeless. We need to sell those tickets not to the people going to watch the team who's playing against us, or to the casual football spectators, or to somebody that is going to see Barry Manilow versus David Copperfield at WrestleMania. But to our own people, we have the biggest fandom all worldwide, fans all over the world like no other team. But we are homeless, and we need to establish our own house. We are our own people, with our own rules, with our own backyard, because we already got the dogs, and you know that. Now, with all this say, love you all, cheers to all of you, and I'm out. Go Raiders.
Wow.
Rico crushing that call. Holy crap, Rico. For those of you that are on the audio podcast, Swag Jeff and I got up out of our seats on that one, man. That was freaking awesome. Gosh dang it. I mean, you all always have great takes on this show. It's one of the reasons that we love the Sea of Fans so much, is that you always have great takes, but then every once in a while, man, something will just hit like that. Damn it, that was good. All right, appreciate you very, very much, Raider-born Rico. Okay, now we got to get to, I've got a handful more that came in late, so let's go ahead and get to these. First off, to the 573, I'm guessing this is Jay in St. Louis.
There you go.
Murph, Swaggo, Michelle, we got that fucking dub. We got a real fucking quarterback for the first time in 20 years. Not afraid to throw the ball down the field. He's a real hooper. And we beat fucking McDumbo. Let's go. That game on Monday is going to be rough watch, though. 9 p.m. start time Central.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I said it, but this is Jay in St. Louis. Let's fucking go. We won.
Oh.
Nice. There he is. There you go, Jay.
Man. That late, it's funny because Paul called me out the other day because I was bitching about, like, it was about the preseason game or something like that against Seattle, and I was talking about how late it is to stay up and whatever. And he's like, boo-hoo, Murph. He's like, you know what I mean? I'm like, okay, yeah, fair enough. That like not
Paul's
only
up at like 2 a.m. watching these games.
dude, it's 2 a.m. there now.
Yeah,
Like,
they,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like it's crazy. Like they're always those guys in the UK and you know Rico and anybody else, and we have so many great Raider fans, you know, globally. And yeah, their hours are jacked up, but